Welcome back, everybody. My name is Eltimar, and we are at the Salty Mast in Pillars of Eternity, the Triple Crown run. The most suggestive named brothel in the world. But let's take a look around the Salty Mast. So there's a couple guys. There's Maya, Oriko, Wade. Let's talk to a few of them.
Well met, friend.
The Amoa woman watches you suspiciously. One hand is tense at her side, but as you approach, she relaxes and gives you a friendly, if weary, smile. I don't see many outfitted like you who aren't looking for trouble. You aren't looking for trouble, are you? What kind of trouble are you having? A frown ripples across her blue facial markings. The kind that's bad for business. Local rowdies have taken to harassing my hard-working boys and girls, and our customers, they started showing up after this rash of Hollowborn. And they've been driving out our regulars. She looks you up and down, scratching her chin. I've been looking for somebody to help me clean up things around here. The knights are too busy sniffing around Duke Avar to bother with us commoners in the gift, and I'd just as soon not deal with their bureaucracy anyways. I could investigate as long as there's coin in it. You restore my business and there'll be plenty of that, alright? Maya draws you closer. These thugs tend to roam in groups, which suggests to me that these aren't random incidents. She places one large finger against your chest. You put a stop to these attacks, and I'll find a real nice way to thank you, she winks. Got me. Got some questions for you. Tell me more about your business. She rubs the back of her neck. It's just not doing as well as I would like with all this trouble. I run an honest enterprise, just trying to give folks a little rest and relaxation. She nods at you and lowers her voice. You help me out, and I'll see about getting you a special discount. What do you know about these attacks? She waves at the door. You only have to step outside to see for yourself. Those thugs out there are just waiting to cause trouble from anyone coming or going. She sizes you up. Maybe they would have let you pass, however. I'll see what I can find out. Supply and demand is our new quest. Oh, this is a backer character. Wade's eyes are red-rimmed and unfocused. He stares into a filthy mug, as if searching for something. He shivers and takes another drink. Why don't you just take one of them stools over there? He swats at the air in your general direction. Nowhere else for me to go, not with the wife and estate and my boy. His face freezes with a stricken expression, and he turns back to the bar, muttering into his drink. Can't a man drink in peace? I guess so, apparently. Let's talk to Jeffa.
Welcome.
Not from around here, are we? The young woman's voice rolls with the saucy cadence of Andra's gift. You need a local girl to show you the highlights? Lucky for you, I'm one of them. You're a local girl or a highlight? She laughs, both gorgeous. What else can you do with that clever tongue of yours? And what local attractions would you recommend? I'd rather show than tell. Jeffa winks. Maybe another time. I don't feel like getting the chlamydia, or whatever the equivalent is in this particular world. The older drunkard, let's go talk to him. Welcome. His robes are torn and stained with vomit. He turns his eyeless face toward you, wiping away his mouth. Come for a story? Actually, I gotta do my drunk voice. Come for a story? His speech is slurred and his voice ragged. I told you all the best stories. He slaps his chest. It's my club anyways. What club? The club for refined and prestigious gentlemen. He prods your shoulder. Wait, if you don't know about club, you must be. He heaves, clutching at his chest. After 7 precarious seconds, he recovers. Where was I? Oh, you must be here about the ring. The ring. He shoves it into my hand. You have to have that to get in the lounge. He hiccups. They don't just let anyone in, you know. He wipes a hand on his shredded robe. Here's the most exclusive club in Defiance Bay. He slaps you on the back. And whatever you do, don't tell him you're new, or he turns away, overcome by a fit of dry heaving. Dude, you have got to calm down on the drinking. That's a lot of drinking, and you should probably slow down. If you're dry heaving while you're drinking, that's a good time to stop. Quit while you're ahead. Now, who is the person we're looking for again? We are looking for... Oh, right. We have to go back and talk to Maya. We want to talk to Cyril, or whatever her name is. And we're going to have to pay for the pleasure, I think. Or at least do the quest for her. But let's go talk to her really quickly. His name is Lines Two Lips. It's a bizarre name. Is there anyone here named Cyril? She laughs. You must be new in town, dearie. She's the most sought-after girl in the district. You want to spend time with her? Just ask. She's 1,000 for the night, but she's worth every pander, so they tell me. Fancy a go with her? She nudges you in the ribs. Best money you can spend on the gift. Pay 1,000 copper. Fine, let's do it. You'll find our quarters upstairs. Don't mind the burly fellows at our door. They're just there to make sure everyone has a good time. Everyone will have a good time once I get my money. 1,000 freaking copper to go see this apparently very beautiful prostitute, but still a prostitute nonetheless. 1,000's a lot of money. Hello, Cyril's guards. Alright, let's take a look. I mean, she's okay looking, I guess.
How do you do?
Powder almost hides the circles under her eyes, and rouge dusts her two prominent cheekbones. Despite it all, Cyril is beautiful. She favors you with a smile that she must have practiced and perfected. Hello, stranger. Let me make you more comfortable. I'm here on a quest to restore a Glenfathan clan. She takes in your attire. So you like role-playing? I can work with that. Your friend Twistwind sent me. He needs that medallion. So do I. She raises her chin. I offered him his half of the money, and he refused it. She crosses her arms and paces a slow circle around you. I'm sure he told you all about his broken clan. Did he also tell you that I got him where he is today? I'm really sorry for him, but I'll bet you anything he lives better now than he did in Ear Glenfath. I've worked a long time for a way out, and I'm not giving it up just because Twistwind suddenly got nostalgic. This isn't about wealth, it's about finding who you are. Cyril rolls her eyes and leans against the bedpost. I finally found a way out of this life. That's what matters to me. Can't argue with that. I'm really sorry for him, but I'll bet you anything he lives... Oh, wait, I did that. I'll buy it from you. It's worth 6,000 pans. If you got that kind of coin, I'll gladly help you spend it. Deal. She goggles at the bag of coin in her hand. She looks back at you for a second before reaching into her bodice. She holds a carved Adra medallion by a cord and gives it to us. She cradles the bag of coppers. I could be in a cottage in Brackenbury tomorrow. She looks hopeful at the medallion in your hand. I'm not going to tell you your business, but if you do mean to give that to Twistwind, it would mean a lot to me, too. I hope he finds everything he's looking for back home. She pulls a moonstone ring off her finger. Please take this. It's always given to me an edger on people around here, but I'm done with that part of my life. Well, I've already paid for my time with you. I'd like to use it. Cyril's smile falters for a split second. Of course, in that case, let me make you more comfortable. Ha! Hey, I paid 6 grand for, I've paid a total of 7,000 coppers for that.
You must gather your...
So now we have the Engwithan artifact. We better get paid really, really well for this. And it better be worth a ton of experience, because that was really expensive. I do believe we get everything we spent on this back. And a little bit extra, I think. So we'll deal with the ruffians on our way back. First, we're going to go hand in this quest. That dude is super drunk. Look at those bottles and stuff around him. And possibly fish. Fish and bottles. It sounds like a good drinking night. Brackenbury. We are going to go talk to our dear friend about a reward. Better be worth all the coin we spent, or someone's gonna die, and it's gonna be Twistwind.
Greetings.
The fancy elf eyes you in your pack. Did you do it? Did you get the medallion? Yes, and I'm gonna give it to you. Twistwind's eyes are wide and round as the artifact in his hands. You've given my people a gift we couldn't possibly repay. I'll do the best I can, though. He shoves a bag of coin in your hand. This is everything I have. Take it, please. This isn't quite everything you have. Of course, he slides the ring off his fingers and shrugs off the fancy robe. This never really fit me anyway. Take it with my blessing. So he gave us 2,000 copper, that's it? What a gigantic ripoff. Well, that's a decent cloak, I guess. I don't think it's worth the thousands we spent, but the experience was good anyways, I guess. Freaking ripoff. Now we have to go find more money again. Oh, I'm actually kind of annoyed now. That's okay, we'll go do some bounties and get some money back. I had forgotten how crummy this quest was. We did get some items though. What did we get? Dexterity Athletics. The dexterity thing is going to the rogue. Just straight up. No, we already have a dexterity on her. Never mind. What's athletic do? Oh, +2 athletics. Okay. Dexterity. Who do we want to give it to? Not really, no. 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 Not really. We will give it to our Orlin tank because it's very slightly better than the nothing he's wearing currently. And it gives him a little bit of dexterity, so it's up his reflex a tiny bit. Good enough, I suppose. Let's go deal with the ruffians and get some money back. Can't believe we spent that much money on a stupid Ingwithan piece of garbage. I'm mildly annoyed now. I should have gone to that exit. Oh well. Live and learn, I guess. I didn't get my new headphones or my new microphone today either. Did not show up, so I'm kind of maybe I'm just annoyed in general today because nothing's working out the way I wanted it to today. I had a crappy sleep because of daylight savings, or like on Saturday, and I carried over to Sunday. I had like a garbagey sleep last night, and now I'm spent 6,000 copper on a stupid amulet. I only got 2,000 back, which is a net loss of 4,000. Though the cloak is nice, I'll give it that, but still. Let's go fight us some ruffians. Can't remember exactly where they are. This is a wharf. I doubt if they're at the wharf. That's the actual place itself. That's a ship with a body in it. Can I actually walk out there, really? I don't think I can walk in the water, can I? Oh wow, I can. Huh. I guess it's shallow enough. A young boy's corpse lies at your feet, half covered in dirt and seaweed. His hands have stiffened around a dagger. A soul lingers nearby, something confused and lost in the seaside fog. Let's reach towards the soul. As you reach for the soul, it lashes out. Glowing mist strikes at the air around you. The soul can't touch you, but you feel it burn with feeble, uncontrolled rage. You better not try anything with me. The soul blazes at your challenge and surges into you, transporting you to the streets around the brothel. Women with painted faces weave between men stumbling in and out of the lamplight. Father's gone for a drink, just like always. He said he'd only be gone a few minutes, but it's been hours. The man guarding the door only laughed when he tried to explain this. There's always a back door. In an alley, two men have cornered a woman. Her cheeks are streaked with tears. She's backed against the wall and looking away. They're inching closer. You step forward, the men barely acknowledge you, but the woman looks at you, a plea in her eyes. You've seen that look in abused strays, but in your hollow-born sister. That time father took her out from her splintered cradle and to the failed watchman. You were brave that day. A knife is in the thug's belt. It is in your hands, and now it's in his thigh. You're small and fast, but not fast enough. Fingers bite into your arm, and a muddy boot sails toward your face. Then everything is muffled by cold, brackish water. The soul retreats from you. It pulses with a question. You died. You need to understand this and move on. Darren's soul absorbs this thought and ebbs into the ocean mists around the dock. A young boy lies at your feet, half covered in blah blah. I'm gonna take the dagger. The boy's small hands are rigid in death, but you pry the dagger free. It looks too large and too expensive to belong to him. The letter B is carved in the pommel. Let's go find us a thug to kill. I had forgotten entirely about this quest. In fact, I don't think maybe I did this quest before. In my last playthrough. Or maybe that was my chanter group. Since this is my third playthrough of the game, they all kind of blend together a little bit. Hey, you. Too drunk to answer questions, okay? Gotcha. Let's go find us some thugs. There's some harassing thugs. What have we got here? Another tourist in the gift? He nods to his shifty-eyed companions. Let's give them a proper welcome. I don't think so. Stupid thug. You don't know what you've gotten yourselves into. I've killed things. Although, to be fair, this formation is awful.
I'm here.
Where's my fighter?
Here.
Advance in. Alright, everybody else, shoot that guy. And actually, let's get some armor. Let's just make sure this goes smoothly. Alright. Now, there's always the book. There's always book learning. That's a lot of knockdowns. Okay. So how are we looking now? Pretty good. Let's get that guy. Come on. Kill that first one. You know what? We're gonna probably rest again before this really does anything, so let's grab some soul energy. Or get knocked down, that works too. Alright then. Who's almost dead? You are. Okay, that should be good. One down. Next one up. Let's heal up. Okay. You know what we should do? What we haven't been doing actually? Getting a ghost. Paralyzed. Now he's so dead. Good luck doing anything while you're paralyzed and dying. No, my ghost went away. Two down, one to go. Let's grab another ghost. And that's gonna be the end of this fight. I guess I could have used a knockdown on my fighter, but it really wasn't that important. We did pretty good nonetheless. Looks like all junk except for that key, but you know what? We don't really need to keep it on us. We got a rusty bronze key. My journal's been updated. That's not the journal button. I was like, why doesn't this look like a journal button? They dropped a key that looks like it belongs to a house in Andra's gift. Possibly one of these abandoned houses. Or Oda's house. But I don't think it's Oda's house. Although it might be. Let's go check it out. Why not take a look in on dear Oda? I actually think it's one of the abandoned houses, but it's been a while since I've done this quest. Are you here about my boy? The woman looks like she hasn't slept in days. Her hair is a rat's nest of tangles, and her eyes are lined with shadows. She casts an anxious glance at the door. Her eyes widen, somewhere between hope and apprehension. Are you here about Darren? Well, I found Darren. Oh, thank the Sea Mother. Where is he? Darren was murdered. You may want to sit down. Darren won't be coming back. Oda's mouth falls open and she stares back in shock. My boy's dead? That can't be. What happened? Wade left him alone. This is his fault. She stifles a wail behind her sleeve. I took that man back so many times. I forgave him every time he emptied our coffers. I believed he could change one day. How could the gods be so cruel? Her breath hitches. How could anyone let this happen to my boy? After several seconds, she closes her eyes and swallows. I suppose it's better to know the truth than to keep wondering. Thank you, at least, for bringing me my answers. Here, take these. I've been saving several keepsakes for Darren one day, but he won't need them now, and I doubt I'll have another child to pass them on to. I got a fine dagger and a minor ring of protection. Well, don't mind if I do take that ring of protection. Yoink. Although that's useless for him because it doesn't stack, so it's going to somebody else. Let's give the fine robe to our... Well, you already have a fine robe. Let's give a fine robe to our priest. She can lose the leather armor, padded armor, whatever. The fine robe is actually better all around, so good enough. A fine dagger. Not really sure what I'm going to do with that quite yet. Fine scepter, though. Oh, you already have a fine scepter. Never mind. We're going to sell that. And actually, we're going to give him Helig's Grimoire, because it's got some decentish spells in there. Got an amulet of will. Who do I want to give that to? You. There you go. Have some willpower. And you can have a resolve ring. Actually, yeah, you can have a resolve ring. Intellect +2 and resolve. That's pretty damn good. Intellect is good for her because she needs more range on her chance anyways. So that'll work out well. Done.
What is it?
Espionage, espionage. We're not going to steal her stuff. We need to keep our Defiance Bay rep somewhat good. Now let's go to one of the abandoned houses. I'm pretty sure it's this one. It might be that ramshackle. Oh, it's that ramshackle one. I think. Or... ah, you know what? We're already here. We might as well quickly jump into this one and check. There's no point in running off to a place that I think it might be because I don't remember exactly which building it's in. We've already done this one. This is that torture house. Although,
Yeah.
if it is part of the quest, maybe it's a little bit more full of enemies now. Nope, nobody's home. Alright, moving on.
What is it? As you wish.
It's definitely not Kolfig's house. Abandoned house number 2. Oh, this is the attic place, right? The Zvef attics. Alright, so it probably is that ramshackle house then. I knew I was onto something. We do have one camping supply, and our paladin did lose a ton of life during that fight, so maybe we'll rest beforehand. He was full life before that fight, and we ended up using like 340 of his health. I mean, he healed a lot, and he will, because he's a pretty good tank. And that's what they're best for, is like high deflection leech tanking. That's what my paladin's sort of built for. And self-healing, of course, but... despite that, he does have a finite amount of health.
Well?
So let's quickly rest. Oh. Okay, let's not rest then. Who cares? We're going in anyways. Right. We're going to go rest. Sorry, I just realized there are a lot of thugs in there. There are several. I guess we could use our summon to make it a little bit of an easier fight. But in the meantime, let's grab some R&R quickly. I don't know if we can actually rest at this place. You know what? Let's go into the venture trading company really quickly first, and then we'll rest. Hey, do you have beds?
Hail and well met.
A young woman stands behind the counter, watching you with quick, intelligent eyes. Welcome. This is your first visit to the Valian Trading Company, is it not? Please let me know how I can assist you. Her tone is both professional and inquisitive. What is this place? The Valian Trading Company is an association of merchants from the Valian republics. We oversee trade deals and negotiations on behalf of our merchants. She gestures towards the door on her right. This is our warehouse, where we store goods in transit. You have more business to discuss? Who are you? I am the assistant manager of this warehouse. Currently, I help Verzano run things, but I'll take over when he retires, or when the company bosses come back home, or from back home. Decide it's time for new management. She rolls her eyes. Alright. Fine. Not important. Can't rest there. I'm hoping we can rest at the brothel. If not, we'll have to go back to a different district, which is super annoying. And I'm hoping that is not the case. But there's no other inns in this area at all. As you can see, Oda's house, Kolfig's house, abandoned house. That's off to the first fires, ramshackle house, venture trading company, so on and so forth. AKA, no work good for us. Let's go deal with some thugs, I think. We're gonna try and be more... Wait, did I get anything bad here? Clever, cruel, passionate. We're not benevolent or diplomatic. Good. We're getting a little bit of everything except for those, which is important. We have to stick away from diplomatic and we have to stick away from benevolent. We are not benevolent people. We are mercenaries, damn it. Maya.
Well met.
I want to order refreshments. Do you have a room? Oh, good. I will sleep on the floor of your fine establishment. Thank you. For 8 hours. Could you imagine being a bar owner or like a tavern owner or whatever? And a group of heavily armed adventurers comes in and they're like, hey, here's the story. We need a place to stay. And you're like, okay, I got some rooms upstairs. They're like $100 a night. Nice beds. You'll have a great sleep. No, that's not good enough. I'll give you 25. We'll just set up cots in the corner of the tavern's common room. And then when we went to bed 8 hours ago, it was, it's hour 26. So I guess they have non-24-hour times in this world. But let's assume it was even a 24-hour day. It would have been 1,800 hours when we got there, which is 6 o'clock. So at 6 o'clock p.m., a group of adventurers comes in, pays some money, sets up camp in the corner, and tells everyone to be quiet so they can take a nap. I can imagine how well that would go over. Alright, let's set this fight up, because this is going to be an interesting... Oh. Offrey wears a defiant expression with a sturdy yet battered suit of armor. She seems to bear each scratch and ding with pride. You don't look like one of the knights. Can I help you with something? I'm here about the trouble at the salty mast. Ordinary kith are angry, as they should be with that crooked Omoa toadying up to the nobles. She sneers. She's using the tragedy of Widewind's legacy to line her pockets. She's no better than the Adiran overlords we drove out 200 years ago. People around here know you to be an honest broker. Maya's made it so that only the rich can afford her establishments. Yet she sits in the poorest district of Defiance Bay. How's that fair? We've taken matters into our own hands, but she's the real criminal here. Why don't you go tell her to back down? Call off your thugs, or I'll show you what real violence is. Offrey's hand hovers over her sword. Her compatriots look back to you, or look between you nervously. She sighs. Go tell that Omoa we'll leave her alone, but the common folk will remember this when all our fancy friends find a new place to spend their time and coin. There we go. Told. And that's how you do it. You just intimidate people. You're like, hey, shut up or I'll punch you. And that's problem solving. That's diplomacy at its best. We got aggressive too out of that. Yes, that gives us more defenses too. So good. The closer we are to our factions, so the most you can get is 6 in total. 6 tiers of this. And so each one gives you a bonus. So we are at 11.2 and 5.6. So aggressive and cruel are the ones we want to look at. We want to stick away from benevolent and diplomatic. Now, if we do get benevolent and diplomatic things, there is an ability called, what's it called? Unreserved faith, or like whatever faith, something faith. It's one of the ones I showed you guys earlier when we were doing level up stuff. So anyways, it's called unreserved faith. For faith, something like that. But anyways, it negates the negatives you would get from going off of your aligned things. So if we got some benevolent and diplomatic, it would give us negatives to our deep faith bonuses, our resistance bonuses and deflection bonuses. But if we got the unreserved faith or whatever it's called, they would be negated. So
Hello.
Always good to have a few more warm bodies in here. Any progress with those thugs? I talked to the ringleader. She's agreed to leave you alone. Maya's brow ridges rise. Well, that's a welcome surprise, and one worth celebrating. Take some coppers and enjoy yourself. Her smile widens. And if you choose to have your fun here, enjoy my special discount. I'm here for I'd like to order refreshments. What do you got? Nothing. Nothing we want. Alright, yes. Quest completed. Got some experience. Let's take a look at our levels. Still a ways off, but that's okay. We're getting there. Yes. So that's going to be the end of the video. Like always. Oh, wait, before we leave... there's a request here we can do. So it's clerical errors. Towards the end of the Saints' War, the Battle of Mercyvale saw the Deerwoodens suffer a terrible defeat at the hands of their northern neighbors, the Raid Sarens. Many relics of Magronite saints were lost when invaders sacked the Church of the Winding Flame. In the year since the war's end, all of the relics were believed to have been accounted for. It wasn't until recently that Magron's faithful realized 3 items were erroneously marked down as recovered. The hand of Igrad, a lock of hair from St. Dadwin, and the tears of St. Boragia. Magronites are making inquiries across the Deerwood about the rarer boats. We're going to assign Kana to that, because Kana sounds like he would be good for that kind of thing. And that's going to be the end of our quest now. So, like always, if you guys have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.